just so we're clear. Buenos días, todo el mundo. Okay, I'm gonna ajusta así. And then I'll fold up the baby blanket. We'll start getting some weight in your feet so everybody can stand up. And I just encourage you to begin kind of shaking it out. So ankles, check in on them. I'm gonna turn the tops of my feet over just a few times. Good, and see if you can stretch that space between your toes and the metatarsals. So long foot bone into the ankle. So just feeling that right underneath you, los tobillos. Good. And then let's try taking a second to walk your feet, your talones, right in line with your sits bones. Take weight into one side, weight into the other side. So you could lift a foot. More importantly, you want to feel that the cadera, your hips we're endeavoring to not shift the position of your hip bones right now, but instead feel the inner thigh and outer hip on each leg begin to engage as the opposite foot pulls up. Mientras el pie opuesto está subiendo del piso. Good. And then from there, let's go ahead, take a moment, move your thighs back, and then move your thighs vertical. So muslos horizontales y ahora arriba vertical. Good. So try that just a couple more times. Exhale, suspirar, abajo, abajo. Good. And then from here, let's pause down low, lift one heel, set it down, otro talón. Good. And you can try that dos or tres veces más. And then exhale, lift your two heels and down, lift your two heels and down. Lift the two heels, dos talones arriba, y ahora abajo. Let's take the arms up and take a long stretch, estirando por un lado, stretch through one side, estiramos por otro lado. Good, so nos levantamos, you'll come to an upright, and then exhale, sweep the arm over your head, sobre la cabeza. Good, just feeling through the side, por el lado. Un poco más espacio en la axila. A little more space in the armpit. So now from here, move your muslos atrás and then brazos abiertos. So thighs back, brazos abiertos. Good, muslos atrás, brazos abiertos. Good. We'll try this just a time or two more. Keep going. I'm gonna make sure we're all good to go here. Good, and then so from here with your arms up, take a pause and open your chest. Just reach behind you. Maybe take your hands behind your head, manos detrás de la cabeza, looking up. Good, feeling your weight ground in your feet. Good, and a big opening in el pecho. So now take your two palms together overhead and then cross the midline, cruzamos el cuerpo. Arriba, y ahora vamos a cruzar. Then you're going to stretch and reach across. Nos estiramos arriba, you'll stretch up, and then from here, cross your body. Cruzando el cuerpo. Good. You can try this again. Just a couple more times. Front of the rib cage, moving deep. Muy bien. And from here, let's exhale. Come all the way back up. Good. And then check your neck. So now just the head by itself, moviendo lado y lado. So I don't know how you slept, como dormiste anoche, but we'll just see if we can release. Loosen up your neck, aflojar la cabeza y el cuello. Good. So now we're going to take two brazos arriba, take two arms up. Pull the weight into one foot as you lift the opposite. Set it down, toe ball heel. Vamos a hacerlo otro lado. So now you'll pull that foot up, inhale. And exhale, lift. Inspirar para bajar. Expirar para subir. Inspirar para bajar. So you'll inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Letting the arms also pull in at your sides, thinking about inner thighs, outer hips, supporting the lift of each leg. Good. And belly staying strong and connected. Ombligo fuerte, moviendo adentro. Good. So now I'd like us to pause with your weight on your right leg and hold. Take your chin over one shoulder, chin over the other shoulder, chin up, chin down. Setting that foot down, dos brazos arriba, taking two arms up. And exhale, subiendo, lifting the opposite leg, chin over your left shoulder, chin over your right shoulder, chin up, chin down. Good. Exhale and release. Two arms move up, two legs move wide, and you can rock the weight into your feet for a moment, but just side to side. Good. So feel that lift, toe, ball, heel, heel, ball, toe. So articulating the bones of your feet por los tobillos. Good. And then from here, let's pause. Move the thighs still back. Your 10 toes are facing forward. You can leave your hands behind the head. Vamos a empujar. You'll push your head into your hands while you're lowering down. Good. Bajando, dos, tres. Subiendo, dos, uno. Abajo, bajando, dos, tres. Subiendo, dos, uno. And again, feeling a nice long neck, a long spine. So there's this energetic opposition between the head and the tail. Good. Try a couple more here. 2 and 1. So now we'll pause on bottom. Sweep the arms back. Good. And then from here, lengthen the arms. Keep your spine folding, flexing forward. But we'll exhale, stretch, reach up. Let's go 5. Y exhale 4. Exhale 3. Y 2. Y 1. Good. 2 hands to the 2 thighs. Cabeza arriba. También coccyx arriba. Y ahora abajo. So now you're taking your head and your tail down. Arriba. So feel yourself articulate. Arriba y abajo. So the head comes down and up. Good. And your tailbone also. Arriba. Feeling that segmenting of the spine. Abajo. Feeling a stretch in between your shoulder blades. Arriba y abajo. Good. Inhale, hold the arriba. Sweep your 2 arms out. Shift a little weight. Ahora, lado y lado. Side to side. So just beginning to get blood to flow por las piernas. La sangre moviendo. Good. And from here, pause once again in your center, lowering down deep. Exhale, take it tall. 5 more. Lowering down as deep as you can move, maybe axila sobre las rodillas, and then we push and reach up. Vamos a bajar. Good. Empujamos por los piecitos. You push through your little feet. Good. Para subir. And remember, this is 10 toes facing forward, so your thighs move back. Good. 2. And we'll call this last time. Now pause from up top. Opposite hand is going to reach towards your meñique, so pinky toe. Arriba y cruzamos. Arriba y cruzamos el cuerpo. Good. So remember, your hips son tu ancla. Your hips are your anchor while you're moving arriba y abajo, cruzando el cuerpo. Good. Inhale and exhale, moviendo atrás. Good. Moviendo. Good. Exhale, sweeping up. And from here, once again, place your hands behind the head, and we're going to turn your toes out. So now the pelvis goes down. I want you to try this a few times. So when your toes face forward, the pelvis moves back. When your toes face out, the pelvis goes straight down. So vamos a empujar. You push through your feet, particularly through your heels, and open through your chest. Abrimos por el pecho. Good. And then you want to catch your legs with your inner thighs. So don't let the legs fall into a hyperextension, but instead keep engagement through the inner thighs while you push. So pause down here for a moment. Ball of your right foot. I want you to focus on the big toe base joint, tap it. Good, just a couple more times. Feel that connection to the inner thigh. Good, let's do it on the other side. So ball of the left foot, planta del pie izquierdo. Good. And again, really strengthen. Oh, that's hard, isn't it? Good, so now from here, stretch up, take it down again, and pay attention to your inner thighs connected underneath your big toe base joint. Good. So now, hold that out, right heel. Good. And I want you to really connect into the external rotator in the back of the leg as the heel taps. Good. Other side. Good. So feel that heel connected. Now 2 heels down. Enough. Good. Now push the heels in and lift. Abajo y arriba. Abajo y arriba. Abajo y arriba. Abajo y arriba. Good. Hold your abajo. Tap a codo. So one elbow to your thigh. And back. Arriba y sobre tu muslo. So an elbow towards the thigh. Get a long stretch. Good. Good. So the weight of the arm just grazes the thigh. It's not, we're just touching there. We're not holding our weight down. Good. And then so let's pause on your left side. Y vamos a estirar. Good. And then we'll sweep. Escobar, that doesn't really work. Bueno, vamos a mover all the way around. Cada dirección. Beautiful. So now pause. Exhale, bring yourself up. We're going to turn the body to just face. This is me facing my right leg. Bend the front knee, straighten the back heel, take weight and move back. Bend the front knee, straighten the back knee, rodilla, push the back heel into the floor and right back up. We'll go 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. So hold a slight bend in the front knee, straighten in the back knee. Take your spine adelante. Take the spine adelante. Push into your front heel as you lift. 2 and 1. Good. Now from here, keeping the hips steady, arms up, cross the midline, and back to that Y, up to a Y. Cross the midline, and up, cruzando, y arriba, cruzando, y arriba. Pause with the arms up for a moment. Gaze at your pulgares. Vista en tus pulgares. Gaze at your thumbs, stretching the fingers. Let's cruzar. You're going to just girar, turn the body. And we're going to try all that again. So put your hands on your hips. Feel the weight in the front knee. Then reach back. So try to keep your spine upright, stable. Feel that same relationship, la relación entre la cabeza y el coccyx. You want to feel that relationship between the head and the tail, long and steady as you push and lift, push and lift, push and lift. Good. Push and lift. Now let's hold with a bent knee. Feel the push so that leg stays sturdy. Inhale up. Now push the heel down to lift your torso. So extend y arriba. Good. Extend y arriba. Extend. Vamos a extender. Good. Extiende. Y empujamos arriba. Let's try that one more time. Good. And then from here, arms will lift you into a Y shape. We're going to cross the midline, codo a tu muslo y ahora arriba. Good. Codo a tu muslo y ahora arriba. Codo a tu muslo. And now up. We'll try 2 and 1. Very nice. Pause. 2 arms up, your gaze up, mirando en los pulgares. So looking at your thumbs. Estirando, meneando los dedos de la mano. Good. Haciendo círculos con las muñecas. Make little circles with your wrists. And then we're going to pull your back foot in. And then this is my right side facing the ordenador, your computadora, tu pantalla. So arms up, and then vamos a bajar. You're gonna lower your torso down, place your palms under your shoulders, palmas debajo de los hombros. Step your right foot and your left foot back. Roll the feet, take them back and forward, back and forward, back, forward, back, and forward. Good. Take a pause, lift your hips nice and high. Stretch your left heel into the floor and the right leg lifts. That heel moves in the air. Give that a couple breaths, that sensation of reaching los talones, your heels in opposition, to really stretch your calf. Now doblamos la rodilla, bend the knee. And exhale, let's put your right foot next to or detrás de la mano derecha. So put it behind your right hand and empujamos arriba. Push again through the heels to lift. 5 breaths in warrior 1. Good. And now you're going to take your elbow to the thigh. Codo, so opposite elbow to thigh. 5 breaths. Keep pushing, empujando por los dos talones, pushing through both heels. Good. And now we'll take your hand to so I'm going to take my hand to the outside of my ankle and really try to stay steady and balanced through my 2 ankle bones here. Top arm over the ear. Good. Now you'll reach your top arm back. Reach your front thigh back also, and then rotate. Vamos a rotar por las costillas. You're going to rotate through your ribs. Good. And then from here, sweeping that hand back down, push through your right foot, pivot in the feet so you've turned away from your pantalla, and then take a Padottanasana. So a little forward bend through your 2 legs, peekaboo. Good. Really allow your neck, your cuello, necesita relajar aquí. Good. So now we'll push through the feet, turn towards the left leg, and step the right foot in. So now we should be on the other side of the mat, your lado izquierdo. So this is my left side facing in. Brazos arriba, arms up, push your heels into the floor, lift the fronts of the thighs. Good. So there's that energetic opposition in your Tadasana. Good. So now from here, I'm going to extend my spine forward, adelante. Empujamos en el piso, push your hands into the floor, step back left, step back right, reach through the heels 5, reach through the heels 4, reach through the heels 2, and reach through the heels 1. Good. Reach your hips and thighs up, muslos, la cadera arriba. Good. Mientras bajando la cabeza, so while you're lowering your head, lift your hips muy alta, muy alta. And then from here, your left leg, la pierna izquierda está en el aire también. So now I'm going to find that energetic opposition between my 2 heels. My right heel pushing into the floor, my left heel, mi talón izquierdo falling into the air. Doblamos la rodilla, bend the knee, and then exhale. Vamos a poner el pie detrás de la mano. So you put the hand behind that same foot, push the back heel into the floor, lift the arches of both feet, y subimos. Good. So now your brazos arriba, take your arms up, and let your spine, vamos a arquear la columna. You're going to really create an arch in your spine. Muy bien. Y ahora, opposite elbow to thigh. So when you cross, the hips need to move back. Good. Good. And you've got to push the feet into the floor and find the arch. So now I'm going to take my opposite hand, so my mano derecha to my tobillo izquierdo, to my left ankle, and then take my top arm over the ear, breathe. Good. And then from here, I'm going to sweep that arm back and take my hip back also, Parivrita Trikonasana. Top arm then travels over your bottom arm. El brazo abajo. Very nice. Very nice. So instead of sweeping through, you're going to take your two hands back down, step your left foot back, and then lower your two knees, las dos rodillas abajo. Take 5 little push-ups here. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Push that weight, lifting up. Good. So now you'll take your right leg in el aire. Take the right leg in the air. Take the left heel down. So big stretch. Now doblamos la rodilla. Now bend the knee. And now open your hip. Vamos a abrir la cadera atrás. So open the hip back to the left. And then vamos a colocar el pie derecho detrás de la mano derecha. So now your right foot behind your right hand, left toes turning back. And then let's exhale, spiral through the arms, find yourself upright. Back toes face the long edge of the mat. Good, el tapete largo. And then your right leg is bending, opening towards the short edge. El borde corto. So now feel the thigh, right? So it's like descending to the floor. Good, both thighs, splitting center through your pelvis. Vamos a estirar los brazos atrás, stretch the arms out. And then vamos a mover algunas veces, move the shoulder blades together behind your back. Estiramos hacia la pierna larga. You'll stretch toward your long leg. Good. Abriendo la axila, so opening your armpit. Y ahora arriba. So now, codo a tu muslo just for a moment. Good. And then from there, arriba otra vez. I'm going to take my right hand to the inside now of this ankle. Top arm over the ear as the pelvis descends. So tenemos que bajar la pelvis. You got to lower the pelvis. Good. Now let's reach that bottom thigh long, top arm over your bottom arm. El brazo derecho sobre, o bueno, está debajo del brazo izquierdo. Good. So find length through both legs. So think as much space as you can make through your heels and your sitting bones. Muy bien. Desde aquí, from here, I'm going to take my top hand to my hip. Doblamos las rodillas, bend the knee. Step your back foot in a couple of feet. Walk your right hand out 1 foot. Line up your, vamos a alinear el pulgar. So line up your thumb with your meñique. And then lift your back leg up. And then we're going to make your 2 piernas largas. Take your 2 legs long. And then the top arm, arriba otra vez. The top arm goes up again. Good. Beautiful. Set that foot down. Push through the front foot. Turn the toes in. And exhale, Padottanasana. Shaking your head no. Good. Sacudiendo la cabeza. Negando con la cabeza. Good. And then let's push through our feet, lifting back up. And then we're going to take our right foot to the left. And we're going to do that sequence here on the other side. So brazos arriba, arms up, and feel your talones. Feel the heels push into the floor, thighs lengthen. Y vamos a bajar. Let's lower down. Place the palms right behind or right underneath your shoulders. Step the left foot back. The right foot back, lower onto the knees. 5 little push-ups here. 5, y 4, y 3, y 2, y 1. Muy bien. From here, lift the 2 knees y también la cadera. Now the left leg, la pierna izquierda está arriba. So you're going to reach through your talón on both legs. Doblamos la rodilla, bend the knee. And now abrimos el pecho. So now open your cadera. You're also going to open your chest.
by pushing, empujando por los brazos. So you push to the arms and hands, reach weight back. Beautiful. Y ahora vamos a poner el pie izquierdo detrás de la mano izquierda. So take the left foot behind the hand and vamos a girar el pie atrás también. And then we'll come all the way up, warrior two. So now your cadera and your back toes are facing hacia el borde del tapete largo. And now your knee, la rodilla está doblado, right over your talón. Good. So you're trying to let the legs glide out of the pelvis. From there, we push back with the feet. So you got two things going on, dos cosas. Good. And that's how we make an ancla. You're going to make a strong anchor here with your legs. Desde aquí, brazos afuera. From here, arms out. Scapula, abajo y adentro. So you can take that just a couple times. Let the scapula pull down. La scapula abajo. Good. So just feel that slide of your scapula. Good. And then let's stretch. Vamos a estirar hacia la pierna larga. So stretch towards your long leg. Good. And let that whole side of you lengthen out. Muy bien. Desde aquí, arriba. Now your elbow, let it float down to your muslo. And then your brazo encima sobre la oreja. So this is sort of a prep for Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So now what we can try, once you've been here for a moment, take that arm back, let the bottom arm move to the inner of the ankle, feel for a moment, put your hands on your ankle bones and feel that they are even, right? So what tends to happen is the inner ankle falls in and then rolls underneath the bottom one. So you want to feel that those malleoli, those sticking out ankle bones, are even. Now your top arm comes over your ear and you're going to descend the pelvis. Vamos a bajar la pelvis. Good, to get a deep, full engagement there through the legs. 2 and 1. Now your top hand can move back to the hip. I need to slide my back foot in just a hair. And from here, vamos a extender. You're going to extend your knee that's right underneath you. Y dos brazos arriba. So now you'll take that, un brazo arriba, just your top arm up. Good, and pull that bottom rib cage under you. So be in all of those sensations. There's a lot going on. Muy bien, desde aquí, from here, hand to the hip. Doblamos la rodilla atrás, so bend your back knee. And then your mano adelante, let's walk it out. 1 foot. I need to scoot back here. And from here, lift that back leg up. Okay, so this is when you really, in an Ardha Chandrasana, really want to pay attention to the arch of the foot and the ankle bones. So the goal being, the big toe base joint comes down, the toes spread, the ankle bones stay even, and that all of that strength, connection, and awareness translates to the hips and the knees. Muy bien, muy bien. Not easy. Vamos a bajar la pierna. You'll lower the leg, push through the feet, come to face center. Everybody just take a second. Draw some figure eights with your tailbone. Good, so try to loosen up anything that we might have inadvertently tightened. Good, and then from here, let's try just a couple of standing balance poses. I'm in the mood for some Utthita Hasta, so put your foot down, toe ball heel, dedo planta talón. And then let's take opposite hand to the big toe. So drop your 2 sits bones, your isquiones, want to be even and pulling towards each other. And now when you feel ready, extend your leg. So again, watch your big toe base joint. Good, on both feet. And from here, if you can keep the hips facing forward, reach the leg to the side. Good, reach the leg back out in front. And exhale, see if you can keep the leg lifted, 2 arms up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Doblamos la rodilla, take it down. And then once again, just sort of
slow dance with las articulaciones del cuerpo. Bailamos, bailamos muy despacio. So you'll just dance kind of slowly with your bones. Good, so anything that got tight, we're gonna loosen, release. From here, take some weight on your otro pie. So you'll take your weight to, this is me now going to my left foot. Brazo arriba, take the arm up. And now, foot to the hand. Good, nos levantamos, we'll stand and bring ourselves all the way up. And then exhale, let's extend. Good, let's open the legs, steady hips. Good, brazo or pierna adelante. Y ahora manos arriba. And doblamos la rodilla. Good, take it down. Nice and slow, steady and easy. Beautiful. So now let's take our blanket into the center of the mat. So alfombra en el centro. And we'll come and do a little bit of work on our spines and our columnas. So let your right leg and your left leg reach back. And now let the bones of the pelvis come down so they're just supported with a little padding here. I've got my palms alongside my ears. And I'm going to start by letting my 10 toes even out on the floor. So see if you can put your deditos chiquitos del pie, your toes, all the way out. And so you feel all of them make contact with the floor. That's going to take now your tailbone towards your heels. So you feel an adduction of the legs. And then from there, lift, pull your navel in, ombligo adentro, and then your esternón, your sternum out. And then vamos a mantener la postura, maintain this posture through that strength, fuerza por los brazos. Strengthen the arms. Let's again take your chin, your mentón, a tu hombro, and now your mentón, otro hombro. Good. And now your mentón abajo, chin down, y ahora mentón arriba, take it up. So can we make postures and also keep our necks free? Good. So now I want you to take your mentón arriba otra vez. Take it up one more time. And feel estiramiento. So feel stretching in your garganta, your throat. Muy bien, y vamos a bajar. You're going to lower down, lower down, lower down. And so from here, turn your palmas adentro, turn your palms in. Let your head move to the mat, cabeza abajo. So now lift your left leg. Just feel an energetic opposition. You're going to push your right leg into the floor as you lift the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vamos a bajar la pierna. You'll lower the leg. And now the opposite leg, so your pierna derecha, arriba, mientras empujando abajo. So now you're pushing down with the left leg. And I want you to connect deep into your hamstrings, los femorales y también los glúteos. So you're connecting by creating that energetic opposition. Beautiful. Lower that down. So now our energetic opposition is going to come from your hip bones. Push the two fronts of your hips en el piso, in the floor, while you lift your muslos atrás, while you lift the thigh bones. Good. Just give that a few breaths. Good, really waking up strength here on this plane. Now lowering the legs, bajando las piernas. We're going to push your hands into the floor, stretch the back just one more time. And then I want you to pause with your sternum just above the floor, lift the two legs. Now if you can, extend the two arms. 5 respiraciones. Take 5 breaths here. Good, and now put your hands, vamos a colocar las manos aquí. Put your hands there on your low back. Lowering down, now we're gonna bend the knees
And feel your rodillas alineadas con la cadera. So feel your knees lined up with the hips. And then see about your hands alcanzando, so reaching toward your tobillos, your ankles. Now push the thighs down, your hip bones down, lift the sternum. Now pull your shin bones back to lift the back and the thighs. La espalda y los muslos un poco más alta. Good. So now you can lower a little bit and vamos a rolar. You're going to roll a la derecha to the right. Go ahead and feel a deeper stretch aquí. Beautiful. Vamos a rolar por el centro otra vez. So roll through your center. Come subir again. You can lift again. So remember that lift comes from tailbone moving down, hip bones pressing into the floor, sternum pulling up, and then the shins pulling back to really open your chest and shoulders. Vamos a bajar. We'll lower down, and then vamos a rolar a la izquierda. So roll to the left. Good. Desde aquí, good. Vamos a rolar otra vez. And la panza onto your belly. Exhale, extend the legs again. Y también los brazos. Beautiful. Now we'll push your palms under your hombros, palmas debajo de los hombros. And exhale, lift up. I set my knees down just a little bit. Good. Now let's bend in the knees. Walk your hips out. Oh, we lost April, but we'll get her back. Good. So now from here, stretch. Let your sternum, let the sternum come to the floor. Let the thigh bones continue to lift, your tailbone lift. Good. And then let's take your forearms, your antebrazos to the floor and push down and keep that sense of engagement there. As you're pushing, mientras estás empujando. And now the knees up. And I want you to practice just lift one leg while you keep your head and neck relaxed. Set it down. Lift the opposite leg, arriba, arriba, arriba. Good. And then I want you to pull back through the glutes and hamstrings. That's where the power is to lift that leg. Good. So now relax that down. And if you like, let the head come to the floor, and you can take a breath or two to estirar. So we might not all want to lift up into a headstand, but everybody could sort of massage, dar un masaje a la cabeza. So you could take a little massage for your head. And now find the center, la tapa de la cabeza, and then you're going to push your forearms down and lift the hips. From here, you could walk your feet a little closer to your torso, but take the tailbone up, bend one knee, perhaps doblar otra rodilla, so bend perhaps the other knee, and then exhale. See about lifting your two legs up. Good. And then from there, you want to move the thighs back, just as we've done, to find that strength. So it's like mountain pose, but upside down. You can bend the knees and slowly lower them down. Place the feet into the floor. Colocamos los pies en el piso. And now really release. Stretch your neck, lado y lado. Good. So now from here, vamos a ver. See, we have so much time. This is perfect. Let your sits bones come into the floor. And we'll let your feet move a little bit wide. Inhale, estiramos adelante, so stretch, reach your weight forward. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, let's just have fun for 1 minute. So from there, bring your elbows to the insides of your legs. Then perhaps with just your right hand, reach it through. Hug your femur bone. Just with the left. So you're hugging your femur bones with your arms. If your hands make contact on your back, great. If not, we can practice. Podemos seguir practicando el resto de la vida. So you can practice the rest of your life here if si necesitas. Good. All right. From here, once again, let's unhook the arms, sit ourselves up, reach weight back, and pull your hips anchored into the floor, right and left, and your shin bones up. Los brazos afuera. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One leg long. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Otra pierna. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dos piernas. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take a moment. You can come into a little Baddha Konasana. I have to check something very quickly. There was a husband text. Good. Exhale, release, coming right back up. So now, from your Baddha Konasana, let's exhale. Take your hands debajo de los tobillos, underneath your ankles, reach weight back. And I want you to extend one leg, pulling back. Good, so keep a micro bend in the elbow, but vamos a extender por la rodilla. So stretch through the knee and bend through the elbow, just a hair. Vamos a extender otro lado. Good, so again, this doesn't have to be any kind of full extension. We wanna, más importante que tenemos el peso del cuerpo equilibrado por los isquiones. So it's more important that the weight of the body is balanced through your sitting bones. Y ahora dos piernas. So now, see about extending. Vamos a extender las dos para ver lo que pasa. Good. So now exhale, let the two legs return to the floor. Inhale, your arms are going to stretch up and over. Empujamos los talones juntos. So push your heels into one another and feel the metatarsals, los huesos largos en el borde del pie afuera, on that outside edge of your foot. Pull them into the floor and let that help open your hips. Super, super bien. Good. Inhale. So now from here, let's take your left leg long. Take your right leg, cross it over and place the foot on the outside. You can choose to bend your left knee back. Ardha Matsyendrasana. So now I'm going to girar. I'm going to turn towards my pierna encima. Turn towards your top leg. And this is such a great twist in here. So length through the low back. We don't want to sit back as we twist, but instead pull your la espalda baja, debajo de ti. So pull your low back under you. And now this arm, if it's going great, can hook to the inside of this leg. So it hooks inside the right. And then your opposite arm can come and reach behind. Good. Take your gaze over your back shoulder. Sobre el hombro atrás. Good. We'll do one more bound pose here. So I'm going to take my rodilla, my knee over my bottom knee. Now this means my left arm is going to come up and tap my neck. So feel the base of C7, and again, feel that the head is being carried in a way that is neutral, neck neutral, like carbon neutral, but we want to go neck neutral. El cuello neutro. That's a really, really good way of thinking about it. The carriage of the head isn't giving off pain or discomfort to the rest of your back. So now walk tus manos arriba, and then see about your hands coming together or reaching towards each other. So if you see in this pose, I don't grip my hands together, but instead just let the fingers stretch either over each other, toward each other, and then let the two elbows, los dos codos, they're stretching in opposition. So then from here, vamos a Let's open your two arms, stretch them out. And then I'm going to push towards my left foot and lift my hips. So I've come out of the pose, hang here for a moment, little energy in my legs. And then I'm going to try the same little sequence, but going the other way. So now I'm going to take my left leg, my pierna izquierda, over my pierna derecha, over my right, with the foot crossed. And then this back, so this leg, I'm going to try to lift it and then bend it back. Good. So then brazos arriba, arms up. Good. And then vamos a girar. You're going to turn towards the leg. Good. And then take your chin for a moment just under your back shoulder. So again, if you want to bind this pose, this is my right arm. It has to come to the outside of my left leg to fit through this agujero, to fit through that little olla también se puede decir. And then you're going to take your two hands together, detrás de ti, and then bring your head, reach it back. Good. Not every pose is as comfortable each way. Certainly for me, I think my other side is easier. Oh, but sometimes too, your poses will show you, oh, I'm stiff or I'm caught. Atascada. All right, let's exhale. Take the arms up and now your dos rodillas abajo. Take your two knees juntos. And then brazos arriba, arms coming up for just a moment. Now we're going to leave your right arm up and take your left hand. La mano izquierda abajo. So feel your sacrum. Feel C7, the base of your neck. Check el mantenimiento de la cabeza. Good. Cómo se sostiene la cabeza. Good. And now from here, bring your manos juntos. Bring your hands together and pull your right codo arriba and your left codo abajo. Good. So respirando aquí, breathing here. Seeing if your chest can open and relax. So now we'll exhale, just release. I'm going to turn towards my right leg because that's what's on top. So that's actually, turn towards my left leg, which will take me to my right. Pivot in my feet. And then I'm going to follow that around on the other side and get ready to do inversions. So from here, slide your weight off of your blanket and you can sit just in front of it. And we're going to go slowly down. Vamos a bajar muy despacio. So we'll slowly lower to the floor. We'll do Urdhva Dhanurasana first today. So inhale and then exhale with your hands on either side of the thighs, lowering down, lowering down, lowering down. Good. So now la cabeza abajo. So now take your head down to the floor. Push your palmas en el piso, and then your heels lined up with your isquiones. Lift your pelvis up. Respirando. Good. So let's be a nice, simple lift. Nothing too fancy just yet. We're just feeling la pelvis arriba, bringing your pelvis up. So now we'll lower that back down. Get your heels maybe so that they're touching your hands. And before you lift, pull the shoulder blades off of the floor, walk them in, and then lift your pelvis up. Go ahead. So vamos a bajar. You're going to lower that back down. Repeat either of those or take your arms up. And I don't know, those of you who I have shown, you can put blocks under your hands against the wall if you want to practice getting up into Urdhva Dhanurasana, but putting a little less pressure, making it just a little bit easier to get up. So now I'm going to push into my feet to lift my pelvis. Push into my hands to lift my head. and then let my head rest on my hands for a moment, and then come all the way up. Give this a good 5 or 10 breaths. Good, and when you feel ready, vamos a bajar. You'll lower the head, then lower the pelvis. Come for a moment, take your right leg over the left. Let the legs float to the left and your gaze to the right. So piernas a la izquierda, la vista a la derecha. Muy bien, subimos las piernas. Cambiamos la cruce, so change the cross, and then your gaze goes to the izquierda and your legs, your piernas a la derecha. Muy bien, desde aquí. So now from here, a couple little preps before we try shoulder stand. Brazos abajo, take your arms down. And we'll exhale, lift your pelvis up and let the toes come overhead. Good, so again, you can walk your shoulder blades together in Halasana. And then if you feel really sturdy, so by sturdy, I mean there's no weight on your neck and there's no vertebra. Your spine isn't on the floor at all. Hands then to the hips, manos en la cadera. Then you'll move your hips back over the hands. Y las pantorrillas, you'll take your shins up and breathe. Good, so same thing. You don't want to feel weight on the neck. From here, if you can walk the palms to the base of the rib cage, great. And vamos a seguir respirando. So you'll just keep breathing. Good, or you leave the hands on the hips. And once you've got your hands on the rib cage, move the thighs back. So you feel that deep engagement of the backs of the legs, helping you stay lifted. Good, and then from here, we're gonna slowly bajar. You'll lower back down through a halasana. Brazos afuera, take the arms down. Lower la pelvis abajo, lower your pelvis back down. Press your feet to the floor. Before anything else, just push the elbows in to lift your scapula. Codos abajo para subir la escápula. Y ahora en la cabeza. So now take the top of your head, la tapa de la cabeza otra vez en el piso, and stretch your throat. Y las piernas y los brazos si quieres. Good, vamos a bajar. You'll lower the legs, bajando la cabeza. Good. And if there's just any little movements you want to take antes de hacer una shavasana, anything you need to stretch, I'm going to put my palms in at my ribs. So I've turned the back of my hand, la tapa de la mano. Good, and then I'm going to open my two knees away from each other. Las rodillas abiertas. Y ahora manos abiertas, now your palms up. And now extend the legs out from that Supta Baddha Konasana. Vamos a explorar adentro por la respiración. So now we'll explore inside through our breathing. Desde aquí, so from here vamos a menear los dedos de la mano, dedos del pie. So you can move the fingers and the toes lightly. Hacemos círculos con las muñecas y también los tobillos. We'll make circles with the ankles and the wrists. Estiramos arriba, so stretching up. Y ahora giramos a un lado, so now roll to one side. Push through the palmas. Ya estamos aquí arriba.
Good. Con las palmas juntas, with your palms together. Bowing the head, doblando la cabeza. Tu práctica es un regalo. Your practice is a gift. Disfruta el día. Namaste. All right.